So here's my motorbike bag with some of my waterproof gear inside. Yesterday it was pissing down with rain, so I tried to take out my waterproof shoes, and it turns out I left a carton of milk inside. Oh my god, the smell. The carton of milk exploded and became, oh my god, and just rotted inside. Jesus Christ.
So after travelling non-stop for a few days, I decided to take 4 days in Dali while I wait for my girlfriend Gabrielle to join me. It's her first time travelling on a motorbike, so we're very excited for the weeks up ahead. I thought Dali was a perfect starting point for her because it's an easy city to reach. It's a great place to relax before we start our trip. Yeah, and Dali, it's a city in Yunnan province, and actually it's an ancient city rich in history and a popular tourist destination in China. Known for its traditional Bai culture, Dali gives visitors a glimpse into the past with its preserved old town and iconic 3 pagodas, which date back over 1,000 years.
Go on and throw it, son. Wow.
What's this?
It's just fire on the middle of the fucking street.
So, as it was Gabrielle's first motorbike trip, we were super happy when we left Dali and the sun was shining and everything looked beautiful. We were heading to a place called Daocheng, where we would then hike to a mountain village called Yubeng, and then we would spend a few days there exploring. To be honest, it was a bit of a long journey for the first day. It was around 300 kilometers, and for the most of it, the weather was actually really good. But as we approached Daocheng, we were about 10 kilometers away. The heavens opened, and I have never seen rain like it in my life. So the problem that we faced right now was we were in the height of the pandemic and we hadn't had a COVID test for a few days. And at that time, the Chinese government wanted you to have a COVID test every 48 hours or so. So our initial plan was to arrive in the town and get the COVID test, then check into the hotel. But because of that awful weather, we had to stop under a canopy for hours. And by the time we arrived into town, it was around 10 o'clock at night and everything was already closed. I didn't really film any footage at this point because I was in such a state. I was so depressed from the weather and I was so on edge because of the COVID stuff. So we arrived at our hotel absolutely soaking wet, and the receptionist wouldn't allow us to check in because of our COVID test. So we had to call the local police to come and help us check into the hotel. We stayed in Daocheng for 2 days and then we left. Gabrielle had a fever and we couldn't do any hiking, so there wasn't much point in staying. So instead, we decided to make our way to Shangri-La.
Oh.
So yesterday we had that terrible day of rain, and today we decided to turn back to Shangri-La because Gabrielle was feeling bad. So on the highway yesterday we seen this massive golden monastery, so we decided to come and see what's up today. I started recording too late. Apparently the monastery was founded in 1667, Gabrielle. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. You do now, I just told you. Seems like the monastery's having a bit of construction going on. I can't imagine this is a massive tourist area, seeing because nobody's ever mentioned it to me in my life. But it's pretty amazing. Even though I'm not religious myself, I really love religious buildings.
So after leaving the monastery we took to the road, and thankfully we had absolutely beautiful weather for the next few days. So with Gabrielle's fever subsided and her mood lifted, we headed off to Shangri-La. Nestled over 3,000 meters above sea level, it's known for its snow-capped mountains, deep gorges and rich Tibetan culture.
And Philip, the stupid guy, he can't drink baijiu like this. So,
Go on in, take a big mouthful, big boy.
no. Just take a sip. Very good. Good.
Fucking liar.
As a Chinese woman, we used to drink baijiu.
Go on in, a big mouthful this time. Come on, big mouthful.
Just sip baijiu. We should drink baijiu in that way.
So, leaving Shangri-La, we only had one objective, and that was to reach the mountain just outside Daocheng. Last year when I took this same road, I seen this mountain and I thought this would be a really great place to camp. The only problem is, I couldn't really remember where it was on the map. Now you can take a few roads from Shangri-La to Daocheng. You can take a highways and countryside roads, but whatever you do, the scenery is amazing.
Who needs to buy water?
You're constantly going up and down between mountain passes, sometimes with altitude differences of over 1,500 meters. We decided on a countryside road, and the risky thing with taking these roads is you never quite know the condition of the road this year. These things can change from year to year. Fortunately, we finally found the place where we were supposed to camp. We made some food and we relaxed with Yading Snow Mountain in the background.
Is Yading Shuishan in the background? Got a little beef stew on the go. Gonna take that off and start the pork.
Jesus Christ.